Oh, that would probably explain a lot of things.
Mm.
It didn't accept my go live, which is neat. So we're here.
Oh, well, at least we're on now.
We're here now.
Hey, chat. How's everyone doing today? We definitely weren't having technical difficulties just a moment ago. Not one bit.
Mm-hmm. Definitely not any technical difficulties.
Didn't also do an intro that would feel really weird right now to do again.
Also did not have YouTube issues either, so
Yeah, we're doing good. Michael, how's it going today?
How's it going?
Workday almost over for you, so you must be more in the west side of the country, huh?
You work.
That or you just work late. Which, either way, Godspeed.
Godspeed, soldier, Godspeed. Anyways, hello, budget brewing time.
Well, can we do search scale real quick first?
I mean, I didn't prep anything, but I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah, we just pull it up real quick. It's a really quick item. We can literally just pull up the Scryfall for. So, chat. I'm going to show you a card where reading the card does not explain the card, okay? So, with the update that they did in Foundations, they changed it so that anytime that a sacrifice is done, they specify who does the sacrificing. And for some reason, Michiko Konda is the only card, or at least legendary creature, that went from being kind of clear that the opponent is the one who chooses it, to you are the one who chooses it. Which really bumps up her power.
Yeah, this card got significantly better.
We previously rated her as a 2.
Yeah, she's probably like a 4 or 5 now.
Yeah, so just for everyone who's unaware what Michiko Konda, Truth Seeker, does, she's 3 and a white for a legendary creature human advisor. She's a 2/2, and whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to you, that player sacrifices a permanent. So if they hit you with 5 creatures, they're going to sacrifice 5 permanents. Already a relatively brutal thing, however, the big counterplay to Michiko is you just, set up for the big alpha swing or do something like that. 21 points of commander damage tends to get there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just sacrifice a useless permanent once you're at that point.
Except now the wording has been changed to that player sacrifices a permanent of your choice.
Yes, and there's no targeting that goes on here. You just
choose.
You just get to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 4 is probably the correct answer for her power level, because I think she still has her innate weaknesses, which are just, this is a purely defensive card. The whole deck you're building is a stacks deck or a prison deck, or to the handful of people that just play Kamigawa.deck, I mean, cool, but yeah, she doesn't really accomplish anything. There's no built-in win cons or anything to this deck. So, still has that major flaw. And also 2/2, dies to a lot of things.
Dies to literally everything.
But yeah.
Sneeze at it and Michiko Konda dies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this the beach episode? Asked Taylor.
It is now.
It will be. Here we go. Boom! It's the beach episode time.
Back to the beach.
Remember, Wizards plus of the Coast equals ruining the game.
Here we go.
Yeah, permanent of your choice is so wild. It's so nuts.
Yeah, you get to choice. You get the choice now, so you can start doing things like constraining them on lands or taking out any of their value pieces, so even if they hit you, they don't get long game. Like, they lose out on their long game as a result. It's so much more punishing.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Why is it being like that? There we go.
Mono white storm list with actual instants and sorceries.
Bring on Storm. Interesting.
Interesting. Lots of hateful pieces with greater toughness. What? No. That's totally not what budget brewing this deck's going to be or anything.
Definitely not. No, definitely no hate pieces in this deck. How much is Draenith again? $11. Yep, definitely no hate pieces.
Yeah, no hate pieces. 100% not. We'll still
Unless you want to do a Dauntless Dismantler, that's an option.
We'll still probably put Draenith in the deck because we're evil. But I digress.
Okay. So, for those unfamiliar with Plague on Lord of the Beach, 2 and a blue for a 0/3 legendary creature, Starfish Wizard. Whenever Plague on enters the battlefield for each creature, draw a card for each creature you control with toughness greater than its power. This is a 0/3, so it's always going to at least draw a card for itself, potentially more or a lot more. And then for a hybrid white, blue-white, it gets butt fighting, backbone, whatever you want to call it, but butt fighting.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, it gives a creature butt fighting. So you don't have to have like the high alert in the deck to make that work.
Now, we probably should have high alert in the deck, just because it's a good card in these types of decks in general, but I digress.
Ooh. I just had an idea for this deck, because we just mentioned this like mono white storm thing. Are you familiar with a deck called Familiars?
Am I familiar with a deck that is called Familiars? No.
So it's a Pauper Storm deck, or Pauper combo deck.
So you're asking me about a format that I've never once experienced in my life.
Correct. So, Familiars is typically a blue-white, oftentimes splashing red, but not always, combo deck where the goal is to get a bunch of cost reducers into play, most of which are Familiars, and they reduce the cost of white and white, primarily white spells, I believe, but white and blue spells by 1. And what you're doing is you're now just building flicker chains where you're trying to flicker and mill at your opponents. And I just realized that I think every single creature except one in that deck has more toughness than power.
Right. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So, like, we could literally just 1-for-1 kind of port that deck if we wanted to do that.
But I mean, Singleton, like...
Singleton Familiars?
Doesn't sound that great.
I mean, it seems fine. I feel like a lot of the cards are just kind of natural fits for the deck anyway, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll pull up a list and see how I feel about it in a second. But in the meantime, let's just get into some of our basic cards that we know we're going to do in here. So,
let's get
we get our Soul Ring.
Get the old classic hover barrier in here.
Oh, we're doing hover barrier stuff? Alright, cool.
Okay. Why would we not play like our 2 and 3 mana 06s? Jason, come on.
Depends on how far you want to go down the walls and butt fighting stuff, or how much you want to go down the flicker stuff. I like the flicker chaining.
Yeah, this is still a good flicker target though, or a good thing to
Sits
have
in
on
play.
board. Yep.
I guess this is
Arcane Signet and Soul Ring being completely budget now.
Yes, absolutely, completely. Indomitable Ancients. Oh, that big thing that's got the. Is that thing just a 2/10 or does it have champion? I can't remember.
It's a 2/10. Let's go. $8 2/10. No thanks.
Lovely. Yeah, so that one's not really a great option, huh?
Yep.
All right. Here's a big question. We're gonna want some amount of the flicker stuff anyway. How much is Thassa? Can we get Thassa in here?
Well, let's get Ghostly Flicker in, and then let's see how much. Let's see. Deep Dwelling?
This is Thassa Deep Dwelling.
Yeah.
$16. We maybe could justify that.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it in for now, but it's like first card out.
Here, put in. Can you transfer it over to sideboard?
Yep.
Yeah, put her in that pile. That way we know. we'll know.
We'll know. We totally won't forget about her. Don't worry.
Yeah. I guess while we're at it, how's Teleportation Circle and
We can probably justify that.
we can do that one.
Yeah.
We can also put that sideboard if we want to say. The other one is what? Conjurer's Closet. Conjurer's Closet
should be expensive. And it's another $8.
Another $8. All right. So yeah, the flicker stuff is. Yeah, there we go. Let's see those prices. Okay. So yeah, $30 just to get our persisting flicker effects might be a little much, but at the same time, flicker decks tend to be really cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, how much wall? How much flicker? Should we start down the flicker chain, establish the flicker stuff first, and see how much space we have for defensive walls, or what?
I think we establish wall. We have to build the wall first, Jason.
Okay. Is Crystal Barricade something we want?
That should be cheap. Because yes. Yeah.
I think that's worth playing.
I think.
And if we're going to go deep on walls, then we want the high alert, right?
Yep.
The mill crabs. I can tell you now Hedron crab is going to be too expensive to justify. I don't know if Rune crab is.
Oh my god.
Yeah. $8 for Hedron crab. I cannot justify that one, especially when I could literally put in like a 1 mana 0/3 and be perfectly happy with it.
Hey, but Ruin Crab's only...
Ruin Crab's an option.
Only $1.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to spend $1 on a thing where mill is definitely not the win con.
I'll put it in the sideboard here.
So... can we get our Azoria Signet as well? I have to assume Azoria Signet's not expensive. I don't know if Talisman of Progress is cheap enough. Yeah, we can definitely do Azoria Signet. How's Talisman of Progress? Still over $1? No, thank goodness.
Thank goodness the talismans have been reprinted enough.
Thank God they reprinted it enough that it's actually budget. Thank God. The fact that Talisman of Progress was like $3 at one point,
Marble Diamond,
and they just refused to reprint it for like 3 or 4 decks in a row, still bugs me.
Sky Diamond. We need colored pips more than anything here. We're gonna need a lot of them.
I am going to advocate for at least one familiar here because it just fits in the deck. Sunscape Familiar. Escape with a C.
Yeah.
$2 cost reducer for blue spells.
Oh, sure. This is great.
Yeah.
It is also
and
a
it's
wall.
Yes, it is an 0/3 wall. So again, if we go deep on the wall side of things, we need like we need things that actually allow walls to attack. And I'm blanking on the names of those cards.
So let's just look at the walls and pick out the stuff that we need.
We're gonna look at a wall.
We're gonna look at the walls. Look at the paint drying on the walls.
How much are Horizons medallions? I think they are actually budget friendly enough now.
They should be like a couple cents. Mm-hmm. They're not expensive.
Yeah, they're not too bad now. We'll have to take a look. Fogbank is definitely one we can play.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mnemonic Wall also one that we should play. Mnemonic Wall is one of the familiars pieces.
Yep.
So it used to be one of the familiars pieces. They don't play it currently, but
we should play Prize Wall, Jason. We get tickets.
I will end this stream.
You have no control over that, my friend.
No, but I can control my mic. Yeah, Wall of Denials, like a really good wall as well.
Yeah. Frost isn't bad.
Wall of Essence is decent.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's decent. This is one of the things. Walls as a whole are just not like super good. So, hey, we get to the point where we're looking at words that actually say wall on them. Wall of omens.
Can't forget
That's just a redundant piece.
Can't forget the good wall.
Socrates. What does Socrates do again?
Oh yeah, Socrates. How could we forget about our boy Socrates?
What does Socrates do here?
Oh, well, first off, Jason, it's an 0-4.
Okay, I mean, sure. But also...
It draws us more cards, Jason. Here you go. Here's your big zoom in, so you can read.
Wait, hold on. Target creature gains if it would deal damage to a player, prevent that damage? Huh.
Huh?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
It's like 50 cents, so...
Yeah.
Like, I won't say no.
I think we've seen all the walls we need to see.
Yeah, probably. I mean, there's more defenders we can do as well. We also need to find the cards that just allow defenders to do things. Because I know we're also going to need, like, we probably want our thing that tutors for defenders. I can't remember the name of it, just an uncommon, or common or uncommon, I cannot remember
We need to
which
put
one it is.
Doorkeeper in.
Dourport Mage, yes. Dourport Mage is a card that I will advocate quite strongly on putting in here. I don't think I want to do Doorkeeper things.
Come on, Jason.
I've just never seen Doorkeeper actually do anything. It tries. It tries its best, but it really doesn't. We're gonna have high alert in, so.
Your max hand size is increased by 1. Whoa.
I mean, that's not, like, irrelevant with this deck, but also that's not relevant.
You want to put a Phantasm in? Nice 0-5.
We love 0-5s. I actually might consider Novice Knight.
Yeah, Novice Knight's pretty solid here.
It's just a 1-mana 2/3, so, like, decent stat line. We're going to have the issue of our deck does not attack, so...
Yep.
Yeah, Perimeter Captain's fine. It's one of the Defender typal things. What is Gilded Scuttler? I think we probably passed it, but I just don't know what that card does. At least not off the top of my head.
Yeah, let me see if I can scroll up to it.
I guess it's not here.
Does not have a Defender.
Oh. Alright then. Why we think about things that don't have Defender? No, I'm kidding. What is this again? I remember this card being weird. What does this do again?
What, the Ramus Ecker?
Yeah.
Whenever you cast your second spell, you make an 0-3 wall and draw a card.
Okay.
And then at the beginning of combat, creatures you control with Defender gain Exalted until end of turn.
Okay, yeah, seems good.
Yeah. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a nice little two mana card you can work with. Oh, go back up to the dog. Resolute Watchdog. Down. Right underneath the Ramus.
Yeah, here we go.
Hydroelectric Specimen is probably something we will want for the deck. It is an MDFC, however, we'll have to make sure that one is...
That one should be only like a couple cents.
Yeah, I don't think that one's over 50 cents. Well, it's not over $1. I don't think it's over $1 at least. But if it is something that's like 80 cents, we may not want to play it. We'll see.
Put the Resolute Watchdog in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Resolute Watchdog's just a good include for the deck.
Shield Sphere?
I don't think we need Shield. Well, he's $5, so no. However, Ornithopter is actually like a consideration.
Yep. Put Ornithopter in.
And I am always a sucker for a deck that has Ornithopter be a playable card in Commander.
We'll put Ornithopter of Paradise in.
Ornithopter Paradise. Yeah, that's probably a good include. Birth of Meletus. Do we want Birth of Meletus? Maybe.
You know.
Yeah. Ornithopter just being a 0 mana creature that has more toughness than power. That's just very good.
Yep.
That's 14 cents still. Excellent. Welcome to
Gonna...
Vampire and Enduring Innocence. Yes, I would. Well, yeah, I do generally recommend having them. It's just going to be.
Welcoming Vampire is going to be cheap. Enduring Innocence might not be.
Yeah, Enduring Innocence, I'm not sure how cheap that one is.
Card $5.
$5. I mean, put it in for a second, but we're going to put that one sideboard.
Yeah.
You expensive friend. I don't think I would want Enduring Innocence over a Persisting Flicker effect, for example. Hydroelectric Specimen is $2?
$2.77.
Out. It's out. Nope. It's not worth it. Stalwart Shield Bearers. Is that the one that just gives your defenders +1/+1? Or +0, +2, or something like that? I think that's what that card does.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 2 mana. Okay. Yeah, that's probably fine. It is just Anthem for butts.
A Dowerport Mage.
Oh yeah, Dowerport Mage needs to be in. Because I do think the Flicker package will need to be robust.
Mm-hmm.
Run away together. That's okay. That is funny. All right. So, what are some of the random things that we want to flicker our own stuff with? Also, you need to just double check. Is actual factual flicker too expensive? I think it is. I think it's like $4 or $5. Not cheap, but
$6.
Yeah, we can't play flicker.
We can play Flicker Wisp though.
Yeah, we can play Flicker Wisp. It does not have more toughness than we would like, but she's got 5 of those things when they came out. Yeah, like
yeah.
Hydroelectric Specimen has just kind of shot up in general. I'm not entirely. Well, actually, I guess I do have a reason for it. It's probably because it's getting played in Mono Blue Belcher in Modern right now. So it's probably the reason that one in particular has shot up. Because like I don't think like it's just MDFCs are valuable. Like I don't think anyone's playing Razortide or whatever it's called.
Which Enchanter still
expensive. Yeah, that's too expensive to justify. Restoration Angel is just better than Flicker Wisp. Yes, and it should be played in here.
Yep.
We can have both.
Why not both?
Charming Prince would be worth it? Probably not. Felia might be worth it.
Felia's probably worth it.
It's something that attacks.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It also is really good at removing things. So
mm-hmm.
Delny is not going to be able to go in
Delny
here.
Only I saw something before that was like 20, and I was like 20 something. I was like, She would be fantastic though if we could, or they would be fantastic if we could get them.
Yeah, that card is cracked in half.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what are the other? Is it called Rolling Stones? Is that the name of the card that allows? Yes.
Walls can attack so they aren't walls. Which I believe is Oracle to defenders. Wall creatures can attack so they didn't have defender.
So it only affects the walls. It does not affect the generic defenders.
Which honestly is kind of okay. Not gonna lie.
I don't know.
It's probably fine.
Okay, so here how about this? All right. Generically, though, we need mana.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mana.
Yep.
I think this deck just really, really wants as much mana as it can get. Yeah, Thought Vessel's probably worth playing. Yeah, Mindset probably should be in there as well. I think it's just generally going to want as much mana as it can get due to the fact that we're going to need to be activating Plagon a fair bit to actually do damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize. Blackon does not cause things to lose defender, so we are
Yeah.
very, very... We are very stuck on just being a wall
Yes.
when we go deep on defenders specifically.
But the problem is, it's kind of the only way you can build this on a budget, unfortunately.
Oh, no, I disagree. You can very easily build this as just, like, small creature value stuff, because, like, blue is full of just random value creatures that enter the battlefield, and they're 1/2s and 1/3s. So, like, for example, not advocating for this, but Agent of Treachery is a 2/3.
Sure, it also is 7 mana.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This whole deck is slow, defensive, building up a board state and trying to kill somebody through overwhelming advantage. It is not trying to go fast at all.
Yeah.
And by building it as strictly defenders, we are emphasizing that we are exactly, we cannot go fast.
There is no going fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tetsuko Unozawa Fugitive is an option. Although we just don't attack, which is kind of the issue.
The thing is, we don't attack. So.
Yeah. We just have like next to no options for doing that at the moment because we are on specifically the defender's option.
Kelvin, you are only slightly late.
I'll be honest, Chief. I don't think we should be going hard on defenders.
I don't think we should either.
I think we can keep a few defenders, and we can still keep like the High Alert in here because High Alert doesn't care about defenders. But then we don't have to worry about Rolling Stones.
Yep.
And we don't have to go. Yeah, like we don't need to play that card, for example.
We don't need to play this.
I keep the Familiar. Wall Denial doesn't need to stay. We can play it if we want. I would advocate for not playing Hover Barrier. Mnemonic Wall probably doesn't need to be here. Fogbank probably doesn't need to be here either, but Fogbank's not terrible.
I was about to say, Fogbank's like...
Perimeter Captain goes.
Yep.
Stalwart Shield Bearer goes. Wall of Omens is fine. It can stay.
It gets to draw a card. It replaces itself. Therefore, fine. This gets to stay, because this is just good.
Yeah. The Crystal Barrier is just a fine card overall, so I think it's a way to go. Socrates. It can stay. I'm not like sold on it or anything.
It can potentially draw us a bunch of cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can. Resolute Watchdog also is iffier now, but it's also fine.
I mean, it is the Indestructible on a stick, which is
Indestructible on a stick is good. So I cannot complain about that. So we are just going to be playing like control deck and punch our opponent in the face eventually.
Got it.
Kill him through advantage, right?
I heard control deck.
Counterspell, yeah. Sure. How much of that interaction suite do we get to have?
We get to have both of these.
Oh, what's it called? Is it Familiar's Ruse? Oh, offer is cheap now. I think it's Familiar's Ruse that returns a creature to your hand as part of the cost.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm cool with playing that here. That's a cool, like, on-theme counterspell. How cheap are Path and Swords? Still budget friendly? Or have they crept up over $1? No. Exile's good. Our Path to Exile's still good. Swords to Plowshares. $1. Okay.
Good enough.
Gotta play that art specifically. Or not art, that frame specifically. That one is
I'm not a
very
big fan.
white.
Not a big fan of the old border, the new old border white cards.
Yeah, not my favorite. The Ramesses card is also still fine, right? I don't remember exactly what that thing does again. I think it's still good.
Yes. Yeah. Still good.
Okay. How does something... No, wouldn't want to do that, actually, now think about it. I was thinking there would maybe be something cool to do with Tameshi, but if we can't play a whole lot of MDFCs, then it's probably not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Generically good blue value creatures that want to get themselves flickered.
What else? Well, let's get like white ramp creatures, catch up ramp in here, for example. We can start there because that's like absolutely we want to play those. Even though most of them aren't higher toughness than power, they're mostly equal. We're still going to try to flicker random things. So like, yeah, Knight of the White Orchid. Not playing Cheriks. I don't see much need for Cheriks. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief.
We're playing Cheriks then. I don't care
I
if there's
mean,
not much need. He is a big dumb 017.
sure. I mean, at least they can attack right away. So
Yep.
go ahead.
Well,
Punch people with a 17 power Cheriks, I guess.
The 17 power Cheriks is a force to be reckoned with.
What's the name of the? There's like Claim Hopper or Claim Jumper.
Claim Jumper. Claim Jumper's really good. Big fan of it.
Yeah, it's pretty solid overall. I don't think of other like random catch-up ramp cards that you would want to play here.
What's the dog?
Loyal Warhound? I want to say is the name. Yep.
Yes.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. All right. There's all the catch-up ramp I want to play.
Okay. That works for me. Oh, actually, I want to check the price on this one. How's Archaeomancer's map looking? This may actually be a really good Archaeomancer's map.
It's $7.
That is not worth. That is strictly not worth.
Not in the slightest.
Budget is 1 US or less. No, it's just that with these decks, you generally want to try to be a little bit low cost on your spells because there's typically a few high costed spells you want to go out of your way to play. We've identified a couple of them on the right side here with like Thassa, for example, being really good if you can play it. Teleportation Circle being really good if you can play it. But you gotta have $16 to potentially get that card in. And then also you want to be able to upgrade your mana base whenever you can, just for consistency's sake.
Yep.
But blue white lands are sometimes weirdly expensive. It's
welcome to control players just being the pain of everybody's existence.
Hooray! All right. I think I am at the point of I am happy to look at EDH Rec now and actually start just pulling some things that seem good that I might have missed.
Oh, no, not Flooded Strand. What is it? Flood of Tears.
Flood of Tears. What's that one again? I know it's bouncing a whole bunch of stuff.
It bounces all non-land permanents to their owner's hand, and then if you bounce 4 or more, you get to put something back.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Anyways, walls.
Oh, this is just the top 100 from EDH, right? Okay, cool.
No, it's specifically based on what we have in our deck. So
Ephemerate would be nice to include in the deck, but $3 for Ephemerate's a bit much. I'm kind of happy with just Cloud Shift. Yeah. This guy.
Alden. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, he just gives us the thing we want. Do we have Tetsuko in before? Because now we can actually justify having Tetsuko.
We're going to put Tetsuko in.
Oh, Momentary Blink. Yeah, we get to have that. Yep. That's pretty decent.
That's pretty good.
Soul Hoarder is actually the cheapest option we get for blinking something on an instep, so one way or another, I think that one stays in.
Oh.
Fear of failed tests.
I love it. I'm here for this.
Fear of failed. For those unfamiliar with Fear of Failed Tests, the card that could not even make it in draft, really. It's a 5-mana 2/7 enchantment creature nightmare. Whenever Fear of Failed Test deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards. Normally, it just has 2 power, but 1 mana to make it draw 7.
That's pretty good.
Ooh, Goldforge Thopteryx is good here.
Hello there, friend. How could we forget about? Good. How could we forget about him? Kaikar is nuts here.
Oh yeah, we can do Kaikar stuff. Yeah, actually, we have a lot of decent options for like random flicker things. Yeah, hold on, do that Goldforge Thopteryx. I actually think we want that.
Oh sure.
It's 2 mana. It protects it.
The Battle of Bywater. I'm kind of here for
Get
this.
Dusted on in here. Battle of Bywater as well. Get them in here.
Yeah.
Those are both excellent in this deck.
Felidar Guardian. Hello, friend.
That's good. Also, Hold on. Let's choose a background person again. This is another butt fighting person.
Yeah.
Cares about the initiative, but it also just generically does the thing we want without having to invest mana. I think that's fine to play.
That's
I'll probably be on the
gonna-
chopping block, but I like it. Spells guy, you say?
I mean, Dauntless Dismantler is a good card. I don't know about you, but
I do like me a Dauntless Dismantler.
yes, Stone Skin.
What the hell?
Quasso plus 10, baby. Let's go.
That's an interesting one. Reality Chip. Okay, I'm probably Reality Chip's #1 hater. I really don't like that card.
I think this card is very overplayed. It's got places where you can play it.
It's also $2.50.
Yeah. Not
I
a
just feel
fan.
I feel like if you're not like abusing the Reality Chip, there's no reason to play it. Equal Leviathan? No, thank you. That's a bit much for me. Although I do recommend getting some amount of like big creature in here that we want to do something with.
Damn.
Like we did put in the Cheriks here, so that does fill a niche. But I'd probably want a couple of other big things. What does this Essence of Antiquity do?
It has Disguise. Ooh.
Eh,
It's just not good enough. Palace Jailer,
no,
though.
not really.
Or Soulless Jailer. I'm here for this.
Yeah, Soul Sheller's interesting. We can do that. Yes, hard evidence.
Crab.
I could do Slaughter the Strong as well for another board wipe.
I'm here for this.
I feel like 3 board wipes is a good starting point with this type of deck. You can go up to 5 in this deck. Okay, we could try to do Peregrine Drake stuff for like a combo finish.
I'm kind of here for it on the Flicker. It's just a good generic Flicker card, so...
Yeah, it's a 2/3 as well.
Hello, Preston, my beloved.
Hello, $17.
Why are you $17 all of a sudden?
Don't worry about it. Hey, Sugar Midnight's $1. Or Sugar Midnight's 25 cents. Get it in there.
Foundations, let's go. I love
Screw you, Generous Kid, for
Foundations.
playing this one.
Yep.
Sky Noodle. Yeah, let's get the Sky Noodle in here. Okay. I do like that. Do we have any removal on a creature that we can work with? Like, we can play Skyclave. Skyclave Apparition, for example. Raise the Past. Raise the Past. Is that one 2 power or is it 2 mana value on Raise the
That
Past?
should be 2 power or less.
That's interesting. I don't know how useful that actually is overall, because how are we getting the cards into the graveyard? Unless we're just like discarding them. But that is interesting. Oh no, that's mana value.
It's mana value? Oh, it is mana value. Get this out of here.
Nope. Get out of here.
Get this out of here.
I think it's Rally the Ancestors, which is 2 power. Or is that one also mana value? No, that one's mana value based. It does kind of do the thing, but like this is not a deck for Rally the Ancestors.
Nope. No,
You're good, Michael. We appreciate the recommendations.
Look, we understand that Pioneer Goblins is the new hotness. Well, we get it.
That's true. People were really liking that deck. Okay, do we have enough generic Flicker, like just Flicker's a thing?
I think so. Here, why don't I do this?
Oh, we're doing the tags?
I need to, because I... You think I know Flicker cards off the top of my head? Like...
I would count familiar, like the things that return stuff to hand. Those can count as Flicker things.
Okay.
Dowerport Mage technically returns a creature to hand as well, if you want to count that.
I'll count it. you. How could we forget our good cat friend?
Got Flicker Wisp. Kaikar does it as well. We might be a little low on non-creature spells for Kaikar, but that's okay. We can probably make do.
That's probably good enough.
Soul Herder.
Yeah,
Sky Noodle.
I got 13 pieces, so.
Okay, yeah, that's 13 pieces of generic Flicker. Plus, I would still like to get one of the cards in there that's repeating Flicker, but I don't feel bad if we end up losing out on,
Like, if we don't have Thassa, but we have Teleportation Circle, right?
Yeah, exactly. And Thassa also is not even... She actually has more power than Toughness, so, it's not even that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's fine. Well, we do need a lot of mana. I was going to say maybe we have too much ramp, but honestly, with this deck, we probably do not have too much ramp. Yeah, we can just drag him in.
Yep.
Let's see. Are we willing to return our own lands to our hand to enable catch-up ramp? That is an important question. As long as it's, if it's a Azorius Chancery, for example, I don't mind doing it, but if I'm playing a lot of them, I don't know. Oh, a Restoration Angel, that's also a Flicker card.
Oh, yeah. 14. We're good.
Oh, yeah. Feeling really good on that, actually.
Mm-hmm. E-Honda? Don't worry, we already have it in the deck.
Yeah, I believe E-Honda isn't here, actually. That's the Bolden.
Here, if we, we'll make Kelvin feel better and slightly increase the price. There we go.
Just change the name. Yeah, we got it in here for the time being. It's on the top end stuff, but it might be fine.
It does just have a massive ass.
Do just have that big ass, though. Ornithopter of Paradise is ramp.
Yep.
So we're kind of lacking on single target removal. You can count counter spells in that, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the other things is once you establish a piece of removal that can be flickered,
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that.
It just goes crazy real quick. And then we have 4 board wipes.
I should probably have these as the
universal tags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten to doing that a lot. I need to update my tags to do it correctly, where it's removal hyphen board wipe, or removal hyphen bounce, removal hyphen counterspell, removal hyphen single target, things like that. Crackdown? What crackdown are you referring to? Is this Consulate crackdown? Oh, you can here. If you hit recent global tags, or you can so when you go into a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Change tags, recent global tags. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That way it's just clicking. You don't have to worry about trying to type anything out. So
Yeah,
quick and easy.
Go ahead.
So again, Consulate Crackdown, is that the card we're referring to here? Or is it just actual factual Crackdown? I don't know what it is. Actual factual Crackdown is a 3-mana enchantment in white that says non-white creatures with power 3 or greater don't untap during their controller's untap set. I mean, We could do that, but we could also just play like Meekstone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to play something like that, or no?
Maybe. Maybe on Meekstone.
It's worth considering. Uglybuss, we do have Skyclave in here somewhere. Yeah, it's in there. We're just working on some of the current tags.
I'm working on getting global tags for stuff I put into decks a lot, as it turns
Mhm.
out. Speaking of which.
So when you do just last tag, the annoying thing is it doesn't actually give you global versions of it. It just
Oh,
gives you a local version.
I hate this. Come on,
Yeah,
Moxie, fix your
it's quite
website.
tedious to add in global tags, but once you add them, you're done, right?
Yeah.
You're close to putting Meekstone back into your Phyrexian deck. I mean, you're playing Infect, like all people will accept whatever at that point.
I mean, it's pretty solid. It is pretty solid. We can also
How much is Meekstone at this point? $1?
$5.
Oh, $5.
I
I don't know if
think
we can do that. $5. It
we
should
can.
default to the cheapest printing, if I recall
It
correctly.
did. I
Mhm.
just wanted to make sure.
I mean, we can check Crackdown to see if it's worth it. Crackdown is old, so it might be more expensive, but also, I don't think I hear anybody play it.
Beautiful.
Huh? It has a new printing.
Yeah, Mystery Boosters.
Did not realize it was in Mystery Boosters, but then again, I don't remember anything that's in Mystery Boosters. I'm just pleasantly surprised every time. Hey, questioning Feldergrove. Yeah, so if we have that at $2, then that's viable.
Yeah. I also am fine with the Meekstone at 5. Honestly.
Yeah, it's a really strong control piece. And do we have like any non-white creatures that get that high power anyway?
No.
Trying to think like, yeah, not currently. So it is one-sided.
Which is extremely one-sided.
I think our only 3-power creature is the Loyal Warhound and Restoration Angel. Squad Rallier. Squad Rallier is squad nuke stuff? Instance and sorcery? Or no, Squad Rallier's 4 mana, 3/4, pay 3 mana, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a creature card with power 2 or less from among them, put it into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I think we will draw enough cards with Flagon that we don't need to justify a card like this, where you had to invest a lot of mana into it, right? Because if I can just invest mana into a single flicker on Flagon, I'll draw just as many cards.
Yep. Speaking of which, I'm down
Going back to Mercadia.
I'm down to add the teleportation circle back into the main deck.
Yeah, that's fine. Our current budget, we haven't done anything with our lands yet, so we probably should work on that.
Well, I think it's accounting. Let me check. Yeah, it is putting stuff in our sideboard and our.
Oh, then we're
already
like
signed.
way under budget right now.
Yeah.
Psychosis Crawler. Ah, I could actually see a justification for Psychosis Crawler.
I can see it.
P
PY.
PSY? If I remember correctly. Yeah. Psychosis Crawler. Yeah, it is also a big mana thing to invest in that will just kill people, which is something we were a little bit lacking in this deck.
Yeah, we are way under budget.
Like
oh my goodness.
Control finisher, you know? Oh, now think about it, this is funny. It's not worth playing. Oh, actually, maybe it is worth playing.
What you got?
Dream Trawler?
Ooh. Ooh.
That's a weird one.
Where is it? There it is.
So Dream Trawler is 2/2 white, 2 blue for a 3/5 Sphinx with lifelink and flying, and whenever you draw a card, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Whenever it attacks, draw a card, and you can discard a card to give it hexproof and tap it.
I love it.
Yeah, if you draw 20 cards in a turn, that is just kind of a one-shot in the air.
Mm-hmm.
It is 3 power, so it does get caught up in some of our sweepers, but it's our control finisher card, so to speak.
Speaking of control finishers,
What you got?
you should be cheap now, right?
Oh, Approach of the Second Sun? Yeah, honestly,
Oh, that's Shadow. Whoops.
not a bad card. But, yeah, Approach of the Second Sun might be worth it as just...
Well, this should... I mean, look, we learned that we have budget.
We do have budget, and that is just a way to win the game. That is what the deck needs. It needs ways to win the game, and probably one more piece of repeatable removal if we can get it. What that piece of repeatable removal is, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean...
We do have Dauntless Dismantler in here. Dauntless Dismantler is pretty much fine to play. I don't think anyone's...
way too expensive, right?
What card? Solitude?
Way too expensive?
Yeah. That is much more affordable than I expected, but I still wouldn't... I don't think I would play Solitude.
I don't think so, but it's definitely...
Mation the Mind Cage. Is that the thing that like reduces your opponent's creature's power by the number of cards you have in hand? Is that Mation? Oh, all creatures get that much. That's a very much a stalled a game out card.
I
don't think we need that.
I don't think we need this. Also, it's 1 billion mana.
It's a lot of mana. Task Force or Daru's Spiritualists?
We do already have the Gold Forge Thoptrix in here.
Yes, we do have that one in there. I am unfamiliar with Task Force. So, Task Force is a 3-mana rebel where whenever it becomes target of a spell or ability, it gets +0/+3 until end of turn, and you're saying combine this with Lightning Greaves to turn it into a one-shot. We have to get Lightning Greaves, though, which we currently don't have in the deck. I don't know if I want Lightning Greaves in the deck. I wouldn't mind the wall that taps to give all of your creatures haste. Was it Crashing Drawbridge?
I believe.
No Meticulous Archive for us, unfortunately.
Damn. I'm a little bit upset, but not actually.
Also, Rogue's Passage is funny, but I am curious if people are playing Access Tunnel.
They are.
Was higher up?
I was like way up here.
Okay. I'm not necessarily saying to play it. I was going to say this is one of those moments where it's like people playing what they're familiar with and not building to their deck. Now, what was that other one? Daru's Spiritualist? I assume it does like the same thing as the Task Force. Yeah, essentially the same thing.
I'll go ahead and put Port Town in. As much as I don't like these lands, they're good for budget.
Since we have the budget, Meekstone. I don't remember if we put that in there already, but it's in consideration.
It is already in the list right here.
There you go.
This needs to go.
Yeah, I got a couple of other recommendations for tags that might help with this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We probably should just say Stacks Piece.
Oh, sure.
Like, yeah, just like Stacks Piece. Oh, do it. Oh, no, it just moved over because it's untagged.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crackdown. That thing is not a stacks piece, right? I keep forgetting what the bottom line of text on that card is.
No, they're both
The thing
stacks.
that makes walls for us. And what else is in stacks? We can put Dauntless Dismantler in stacks. It kind of counts, I guess. Whatever.
Close enough.
Stacks adjacent.
Might as well be.
And then we probably should put just a local tag that is just toughness. Toughness or toughness matters. That way we can put like High Alert in there. Jarix.
There we go. Big butts.
Big butts it is.
The good old fear of fell test.
Citalpa, please no.
1-800 are you flapping, Jason?
I don't like flapping. We do have Crystal Barricade in there, Gelman. I don't. What is Wall of Mourning again? We did look at all of the walls, and if we didn't point that one out, there's a decent chance that's a no. But so 2 mana, when it enters the battlefield, exile a card from the top of your library face down for each opponent you have, and Coven at the beginning of your end step if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers. Put a card exiled with Wall of Mourning into its owner's hand. How good are we getting 3 different power? Because we're really good at getting 1 and 0 power in play. How are we doing on 2? Is 2 something that we can do? Are either Teo Planeswalkers worth playing? I would probably consider not the War of the Spark one, the one that actually like says, hey, you attack this direction. I would maybe consider that one. It also just comes with a wall, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
But I'm not huge on going for walls as much as I am for going for small, like going for things that are just, they have more toughness. Because we don't have to play walls. We can play things that can actually attack. Permacon. Nope, can't get that one in this deck.
Nope. I wish.
Yeah, that would be great to have it if we could, but nope, not an option. A shame. That is a big putt, but it's also a flicker thing.
I like it in the flicker.
You can put it in flicker if you want.
I get to go on my main flicker tag.
That thing's ramp. And a big butt.
Oh, I get. And just a big butt.
You should just count big butts. Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Right, we're all tagged up now.
So let's let stuff hover for a second. Let people get a look at the deck for just a minute. In case anybody's wondering like what's in here for the time being, what you need to see. So 15 pieces of ramp, which is great. Honestly, that's about what this deck's going to need. It maybe could use another piece, but if we get to get any repeatable ramp out of this, we're good.
Oh, here. Let me do.
Yeah, you can go ahead and remove all the wastes to get a better count here. So we need 20 more lands. Most of them will be basics.
Pretty much all of them will be basics at this point.
Yeah, I'll take a look and see if there's any lands that we want to get that are not basics. Because we do, one of the other things is whenever we have budget, I tend to invest in my mana base. Like, my $100 Najeela deck has something like $30 put into its mana base. But it's also, a 5-color deck, so...
Yeah, we're looking at, like, Sea of Clouds, Flood Farm Verge, Hallowed Fountain...
How much Sea of Clouds is going up again? Yeah, can't really get that one in here.
Nimbus Maze, I guess we can put in here.
Do we put in Deserted Beach?
Yep.
Okay. I don't think we'd put in Nimbus Maze. It's a little too pricey for what it does.
Yeah,
I don't think we even want Seachrome Coast just because it's so likely to come into play tapped for us.
Yep.
If we're going to play a generic tap land, I always recommend playing Path of Ancestry. It is guaranteed fixing, and it always taps for the colors you need, and occasionally you get a scry out of it.
Sure.
If you were ever looking for a deck to, or just in general, if you were ever like, I want to put a tap land into my deck, your first thought should be Path of Ancestry. Doesn't matter what deck you're playing.
I think we can swing a Sea of Clouds here.
Think so? Okay.
I mean, we have.
Yeah, we are under budget.
We are
We're
way
still under
budget.
budget by a lot. Ooh, Kitesail Larcenist. Now that is a card I'm interested in. Kitesail Larcenist enables a lot of weird shenanigans. And just occasionally being the fact that it's just a 2/3, right? Like 2 power if we need Coven stuff, just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah, it is ramp removal and
yes, it is everything. Everything we need, yes.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I'm trying to think if there's another random flicker target that we might care about, but again, I don't think there's too many of them to worry about at this point. Scrolling through EDH rec really quick to see if there's anything we want. Huh, that's a weird card. I keep forgetting a lot of the new cards that were printed in Foundation's Jumpstart, or some version of Jumpstart, like Phantasmal Shieldback, which is just a 1-mana 1/3 illusion turtle. Whenever it becomes a target of a spell or ability, you sacrifice it, but when it dies, you draw a card.
Seems pretty good.
1 mana. It's like it is not unreasonable to consider. Giver of Runes. You're actually worth money now? Dang. The one time I want to work with Giver of Runes.
People learn the truth on Giver of Runes.
Oh, Final Ward Phantom. That's an option. Okay. We might want to do Final Word Phantom. That gives us flash, but only on our opponent's end steps. Reflector Mage? Yeah, Reflector Mage is a type of thing that's like maybe fine to go with. It is a little bit, I mean, it is bouncing, but it's a little bit low value bouncing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it might still be worth it. Let me see. I say blink and I say low budget. What do you give me on the tech? Blessed Orator. Nope. Don't need that. That's a lot of crabs they're giving us here. That is a lot of crabs. That is just like so many crabs.
All of the crabs.
It's just crabs. Oh, do we have Phyrexian Walker in here? That one, it's a little bit of money. Not like super bad money, but that one might be worth it. It's only $1? Oh, see, it has 2 over here.
Big butts.
Yeah, I mean, that's just 0 mana online.
I see you had Runaway, because Runaway together, you see Kelvin. Let me get you the reason why. Has really good art from Bloomburrow. That's all that actually matters.
Fair point. Oh, Deputy of Detention is an option. Okay. I don't know if I want Deputy of Detention. But that's not bad.
I don't hate it.
Deputy of Detention's like 35 cents as well, so like that's an option.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing too many recommendations here that I'm like, you know, really wanting.
I think we're okay to add Enduring Innocence back in.
Honestly, are we good to add Thassa in? Like, we're gonna have to cut 7 or 8 cards anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like, do we just get to have our cake and eat it too?
I think we might.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm playing either of these.
I'd maybe consider the Final Word Phantom, but I don't think you need the Rune Crab. Because, like, I mean, this deck could get away with playing just a generic 1-mana 1/2. Like, it doesn't even, like, a 1/2 vanilla creature is playable because it just comes down before Flagon and it draws cards when he's in play. So, like,
I mean, we don't
I'll
have
see
to cut too much to get the Thassa back in.
no, we don't. So, all right, where are we at on budget right now? We are $6 or
We're
$8.
$8 over budget.
$8 over budget with 9 cards to cut.
Yep.
Okay. So, I don't think anything out of protection needs to go.
No.
Single target removal, honestly, might even want another piece in it, but we're going to keep it as is. Crackdown's fine by me, Meekstone's fine by me, as long as we're cool with doing the stack stuff, then,
Yeah,
like,
it's fine.
Yeah, we'll play it. Man, I really don't want to cut any ramp.
I don't either, but I think Claim Jumper is the worst card here.
Yeah, it's $1.30, so yeah, I think Claim Jumper can go.
We'll at least move it to considering.
Yeah, we just do that. Dream Trawler is probably unnecessary, given what the deck's doing, but it's an interesting card to play, but I don't think it's necessary.
Yep.
Then how much? Oh yeah, Socrates can go. All right, how much butt fighting did we end up getting? Because now we got to decide how much are we fighting with butts versus playing defenders.
So we have two pieces of butt fighting.
I mean, we have our commander, High Alert, Balden, and Rasad, right? I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
So we got 4. I don't think we need 4 of them. I think 3 is plenty.
So then it would be Rasad being the worst?
It is the 3-mana option. Well, I mean, High Alert's also a 3-mana option.
Yeah, High Alert is just good in general.
How big is Balden again?
07.
Yeah, no, but when he attacks. Actually, there's cards in your hand. I mean, he just kind of Anthem kills people. That's a finisher and a half.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's pretty good. Okay, Rasad.
I think Rasad can go.
You get to move to considering, my friend.
Okay, so we need to make a $6. We still need to find $6 of cuts. How are we feeling on Wall of Denial?
I'm not a big fan.
Okay. It can go. It can stay. It's just kind of fine.
Council of 4 always overperforms, in my opinion.
It does a lot better than I would expect, and honestly, it's so cheap. It's not really on my radar of things to get cut.
Mm-hmm.
Can we disable tags for a second?
Yep.
34 creatures. Okay. We can probably afford to cut 1 to 2 more creatures. But we don't want to cut much more than 1 to 2 more creatures. Flicker Wisp?
Yeah, I'm down to cut a Flicker Wisp.
And
like Felia, maybe?
Felia's a pretty good chunk of budget, too, at almost $2, so I think that's a reasonable cut. Can you scroll down to look at the curve real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Is there any world where we do gross Archaeomancer's things? Yes, because we should have Mnemonic Wall in here, right?
Yes.
Or did we end up cutting that earlier?
We cut it earlier, looks like.
Oh. I would recommend having Mnemonic Wall in. I know it's not the like sexiest card or anything like that, but it's the thing that rebuys your single target removal spells.
Big butts.
All right.
3 cuts here.
Okay, I didn't realize how good Balden is as just like a win con.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we need Psychosis Crawler?
Probably not.
Okay.
I still like the approach.
I agree. I actually still really like the approach. It is $3, which would basically get us there. But I mean, like, I personally like it more than I like Enduring Innocence.
Let me put it this way: I'm down to go up a basic and down one of these utility lands to keep.
Oh, that's true. We do have just we have that Sea of Clouds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just cut Sea of Clouds to make sure we hit budget.
And just go up. Really, another plains should be.
Yeah, probably a plains. Okay. Then we just need 2 cuts to round things out.
I'm gonna do this.
Okay. I think one of the cards needs to be a creature.
I think it's Soulless Jailer.
Probably. Graveyards and Exile can't be cast. It is helpful though. Like it is our only piece of Grave Hate, isn't it?
Yeah. Braxton Walker's still just good.
How we doing on 1s and 2s?
Here, let me do this. Let me do.
We do be a little low on 1s and 2s for creatures. Okay, so I don't really want to cut any 1s or 2s.
No, it's gonna be big stuff.
Probably gonna be.
Probably Kaikar.
Probably...
We don't have enough, do we?
I don't hate Kaikar though. It is something that just says every removal spell is now a flicker spell, right?
Well, and also it's a non-creature, right? Oh, we have 30 non-creatures in this deck.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of the reason why I was saying, like, it's probably a creature, because I was building around... I was thinking about Kaikar. Resto... Is it Feldar Guardian? Feldar Guardian hits any permanent.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Feldar Guardian. This card's just so cracked in every flicker deck.
We're not abusing Peregrine Drake, but also, like... Oh, actually, hold on. What's Kaikar's wording again?
Until end of next end step.
Beginning of the next step. Okay. I don't want to make sure we didn't accidentally just... Hey, look. Oh, how much mana is it for this town ain't big enough?
It is technically 2.
Well, Run Away Together doesn't have to target your own stuff, right?
No. It can be a pure removal spell.
Yeah. Now, this town is certainly big enough. We're fine here.
Yep.
One more cut. I don't think we touch any of the board wipes.
No, I don't think it's the board wipes.
I only have a few creatures of power 3 or greater anyway, so...
One of them is indestructible, the other one we don't care about it dying.
So... Yeah, it's not too big of a deal. Could be Thopterix, but I don't think Thopterix goes. Could be Fogbank, but again, I like having... I would like more 2 mana value things to play before Flagon comes down. But then again, it's not the worst. You don't have to play Flagon on 3. You can play Flagon on like 5, and it's still a good turn.
I actually like playing it on 5 more than I do 3.
Okay, that's fair.
A lot of setup.
Okay, so if we're nice people, it's Meekstone.
No, we're not kind people, Jason. Look.
Okay, just making sure.
Look at who's in the call.
Well, I keep Run Away and cut this town because you don't necessarily need 2 of that effect, and Run Away Together does not have to target your own things to cost 2 mana.
Yep.
You can just target 2 of your opponent's stuff.
Yeah, this town being like expensive to be a removal spell is a bit too much. Because there's going to be points of time where I need to bounce 2 of my opponent's things and not.
We do be fun policing. Man, I genuinely like our creatures at the moment.
I do too.
The only things that are questionable to me are the Thopterix and the Fogbank, which again are like and also Loyal Warhound, but I want the ramp. I really want the ramp, and I like the protection from that both of those cards offer. Actually, Fogbank a little less than the Thoptrix, but only a little less. Uh, hmm.
I think it's the Fog Bank. Thoptrix is
Source.
at least protection, and like really good protection too.
Mhm. Oh, well, we don't have to worry about budget at the moment, but I was just thinking, we actually could swap out Arcane Denial for Delay,
Oh, sure. I'm down to do
because
that.
yeah, I think Delay is about the same price, if not a little cheaper, and it combos with our same price. Okay. Well, I mean that's still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The Phyrexian Walker as a card is generally underwhelming, but it is also just literally free card draw once you start getting Flagon growing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it does enable you to play Flagon on turn 3 and be happy with it.
Yeah, I don't want to cut the Rammus because this thing actually seems quite good here.
I want to try it.
Like,
I think I don't know if it's great, but it seems good.
we can very easily cast 2 spells in a turn to make a wall.
Oh,
which is easily.
Oh yeah, that's super easy to do. That's not the hard part. The question is that again, that last line of text that I keep forgetting what it actually does is how good is that? Because boy, is it hard to read just this white text when it's.
I mean, here, there you
go. I will say this continues to be a me issue, but
yeah. I'm just gonna say it. I think we would play this card regardless, just for this. Just for this alone, I'd be paying 4 mana. This is just flavor text to me.
Yeah, we do have a decent number of cards with Defender still,
mm-hmm.
and just randomly giving them Exalted when we have some flyers as well. Okay, now this is just going to sound like heresy and sound like I'm just like maybe being a contrarian. Is it Enduring Innocence?
No.
Okay.
No, we're still playing our card draw here.
All right then.
We will not draw enough cards. I can almost guarantee that.
I mean, to be fair, we have Dourport Mage, Enduring Innocence, Welcoming Vampire, Wall of Omens, Flagon. I don't think it's Dourport that goes.
Nope, it's not in a ramp. Remove that tag. There we go. It goes into card draw. Sorry.
I feel like Tetsuko does enough.
I don't think it does.
You sure? I think it allows you to. I think it enables options, and that's kind of the nice thing.
I just don't know that that's enough, but that may just be me.
He's going down to 30 to 5 lands too much. It's not too much, but it's not preferable.
Yeah, we need a lot of mana here.
Yeah, that's one of the things I found about Flicker decks is these are one of the most mana hungry decks out there. They always want to be hitting land drops and keep doing things. And they always have this really painful thing about, what is the last cut?
Fear of failed test.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, fear of failed test is just kind of a cute meme sort of thing. All right then.
We go chat. You zoom out so that way everything can get in frame.
Yeah, let's swap it over to the visual grids.
Visual grids and zoom in. That works for me.
Yeah. So on the creature side of thing, we have a couple of 0 drops.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Oh yeah, Ornithopter with the Exalted stuff is actually funny too.
Yep.
I'll have the 1/1 drop creature, which again, a little concerning, but it's okay.
I think our 2 is more the makeup for it. And we don't have to play our lad on 3 ever.
And I counted 10 2-drops that come down that are higher toughness than power, so like I think we're doing pretty good there.
Yep.
Then
Our
we got
3s are really good.
Yeah, the 3s are all good. They compete with Flagon as a thing to be cast, but again, Flagon does not have to be cast right away. So
no, I'd much rather play my Soul Herder and then cast Flagon on 4.
Yeah. Then our 4-drops, yeah, they all look good. Like, we have the big generic flicker stuff. We have Cheriks in here to just punch people in the face. Resto also being a flicker piece, but it's also a flash piece, which is nice to have.
Yep.
We could have put in the Hydroelectric Specimen.
We absolutely still can.
Yeah?
I don't hate it.
Okay, real question. Would there be other MDFCs we'd rather put in? We have a lot of basics.
I'm gonna be real with you. It's probably just Witch Enchanter instead.
I'm just thinking, like, is Razor Tide, or was it Razor Grass Tide or something like that? I don't remember what it's called exactly. It's not good. Razor Tide Ambush, maybe. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's, 2 mana, deal 3 damage to a target attacking or blocking creature.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
It's not a great card. Could play like Jwari Disruption, but Jwari Disruption is not exactly good either.
We wanted to meme onto inversion.
I mean, you could.
Like, I don't think it's not good, but
I do not recommend it.
I'd much rather just have like Witch Enchanter out of everything, personally.
Yeah, I mean, Witch Enchanter was what, $3? If we could get Witch Enchanter in, I would actually go for it, but I don't think we can.
Bucks.
Yeah, we'd have to cut $2, which would probably be a dual land at that point to make up for it.
I don't think we're doing that, personally.
Did the MDFCs go back to being creatures with Ghostly Flicker? Yes, they would come back and play as the creatures, which is part of the reason to consider a card like that. Okay, so I did think about Birth of Meletus earlier on. It's okay. I don't think it's worth it though.
I don't think
as it is just kind
enough.
of it's just kind of a worse Wall of Omens. And like I don't think there's another actual Wall of Omens that we could be playing. Like we could be playing the I think there's now, is it 2 creatures or is it just the Spirited Companion? I think they just printed another 2 mana 1/1 that ETBs and draws a card in white,
cat.
right?
The good old cat.
We could also play Fibblethip if we wanted to, but
I hate Fibblethip.
Fair enough.
We've had this discussion in the SmoothBrain chats multiple times. Everybody hates Fibblethip.
He's not I don't like him very much either, but he just is what he is.
Jason, I'm kind of down to go down a Mystic Gate and up a Witch Enchanter. Am I smoking crack or?
Okay, the land I would actually like to get rid of the most is a Sky Cloud Expanse, but I don't think that gets us anywhere near budget.
But it's 9 cents is the problem.
God, is Mystic Gate worth Witch Enchanter? That is.
Witch Enchanter.
Man, you were asking a hard question.
Such an insane flicker target, especially because it can be a land and then flicker the land.
Oh, that is. You are probably correct on that. But man, does that not like? It doesn't feel great.
Good.
Because like.
But yeah, unironically, this card's just kind of nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's literally everything we want. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Burning $4 a budget on Witch Enchanter feels weird, but it is probably correct. Here, can you do one thing for me? If you click on the more option up there, more on the left side there. See, there should be an update to cheapest option on the right side. Just double check. It should. Oh no, we saved $2 already. Get our land back in here. This is why we use that. We can cut a basic. That's worth checking. I have to imagine that island plane split is good, but we could at least check the stats. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a little too weighted on white, but I think that's fine. Good curve.
I love it.
Very low mana value.
I'm here for this. I don't know. Only 30% being blue is like kind of a big ass to go above on the split here.
It is, but my thing I always look at is where you need to be doing your curve. Like, so we are going from we don't have too many 1-drops to play, so like that's weirdly a saving grace at this point. But we are looking to go to play Goldforge Thopteryx, Knight of the White Orchid, and hold up Counterspell on turn 2, while being interested in curving Enduring Innocence into Cherix.
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of fine balancing that goes into that mana.
I think it's.
I think
it's close enough.
Yeah, it's good. A lot of board wipes. Yeah, we have a lot of board wipes. Good.
Excellent.
This deck likes it. I mean, this is the type of deck that loves having this many board wipes. And getting to play 2 3-mana board wipes and a 4-mana board wipe that is usually one-sided. That's the sort of thing I'm always looking for whenever I'm building my decks, is how can I get one-sided board wipes.
And Flood of Tears is just always the budget MVP all-star.
Yeah, there's
always
plenty of...
Forever.
Yeah, we have a decent number of just like big things that we wouldn't mind putting into play, so...
Yeah, I get to slam a Danger Noodle back in. To just be
really
on
the
board
rude...
again.
The rude thing we get to do is to go Flood of Tears and then put Mnemonic Wall into play and then return the Flood of Tears to hand and say, okay, deal with this.
We can just do that. That is correct.
Deal with this or you are going to lose.
You are going to get locked out. Have fun.
Will Spain over here with the burrito conversation? All right, let's go.
All right. Don't forget the cheese. Very important. That is probably the second most important thing besides sauce. Sauce is important.
Mm-hmm. Work on your folding technique?
Folding doesn't matter so much as sauce and cheese. That's only for... Because, like, at least for meal prepping, it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, I mean, if you just turn that burrito into a really poorly made taco, like, it's fine.
Yeah. What matters is sauce and cheese. Sauce and cheese are the 2 most important burrito things.
Taste. But yeah, I am very happy with this deck overall. It's got a lot of good mix of like weird stuff that it's doing.
Yep.
And boy, is this thing gonna draw cards. In fact, here, let's do a quick test hand.
Yeah.
We haven't actually done that yet. Well, it's got a Soul Ring in it.
I like it.
Well, here, let me do something real quick. Random.org. What is our turn order? Are we on the play?
Jason, this hand has Soul Ring and Arcane Signet. I don't think it really matters.
Oh no, it matters because of this dog.
Sure.
So we are going second, which means this dog is online on turn 2.
All right. Sounds like I am playing this Port Town.
I'll draw your card first.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's more ramp.
Hello there.
Oops, all mana.
Oops. All mana. Oops,
Hey,
all
mama.
mana!
All right. So let's see. We can do 3 mana, play the decanter, get the dog, and play a tap land.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is any planes? Or is it basic? It is basic. Okay. Basic planes. Close and shuffle.
Oh.
1, 2, floating 1. No, this can't be tapped. It has to be untapped.
Oh no, you can play the decanter first.
Oh, sure.
You play the decanter, then you play the dog, and then you get your land, and you have a tap land. It should be fair that land would come into play untapped soon enough anyway, and we have all the colors of mana. But like sequencing things.
Yeah. Alright, next turn.
Sure. All right.
Sure.
So the unfortunate thing is we're in a situation where we're just running out of Flagon to draw a card. But like, okay, we have definitely found all the mana.
We have all the mana. This is
Just play
also turn 3.
It is turn 3. So we just play Path of Ancestry, play out our ramp piece. Well, actually, maybe we hold on to that ramp piece for Kaikar.
Yeah.
Okay, swords.
Sure.
We may be trying to actively suicide Flagon at this point. Well, we probably can give it a turn before we do that.
Go one more turn. Oh yeah.
Okay, Kaito Liceners. Okay.
Sure.
Alright, so you want to do the really cute thing?
Mm-hmm. Swords Flagon.
No. Turn it into a treasure.
Oh. Sack here, float a mana, go doot
Yep.
doot. Play it again, draw 2.
Yep.
Board
Okay,
wipe,
Mind Stone, so we have a redraw enabled. We don't have to hold as much. Okay. This is still like, we got all the mana and we are bottoming out a little bit. We still get to play. Actually, we're 2 lands behind. We could have had 2 more lands in play because we were ahead 1 land.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you can actually get that other planes in play as well.
So we be at this board state?
Yeah. Okay. And next turn is
Beats.
Okay. So we're not getting much. We haven't gotten like any of our flicker. And there's like, what, 16 pieces of flicker in here?
We're to the point where I'm okay.
Yeah, we can cycle a Mind Stone. That doesn't matter. Man, we like to flood. I mean, we still play out our stuff, right? We just battle the Bywater, probably clear the board. Goodbye, dog.
Goodbye,
assume
dog.
assume it's necessary, but this Arcane Denial probably, or an offer you can't refuse probably got used at some point as well.
Yeah.
But maybe we just play out Tetsugo and just have these things going, hit people with Flagon and call it a day.
Good enough for me.
Man, we are really good at drawing our lands. Alright. Situation where Ornithopter doesn't look great. Again, we just have not hit any flicker. Alright, so this is just kind of a...
This is to the point where I'd almost go...
Swords Flagon to
Swords
draw more cards.
Flagon to draw 3.
Yeah, play out the Ornithopter and draw 3.
Yeah, well, draw 4.
4. Yeah, that's worth doing.
Oh yeah, now we look significantly
It still wasn't
better.
even great. Because, like, again, we still have not hit anything that flickers.
Mm-hmm.
We get a draw card off of that. Okay, Dowerport Mage is a flicker thing. We would have had to use a lot of mana to get Flagon into play, so I don't think we have any more mana, right?
Yeah.
Because it costs 7 to redeploy Flagon at that point.
Yep.
So this is desperate times.
I think we can't keep something if it doesn't have a...
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a flicker piece.
Yeah. So, like, this is all lands.
Yeah.
This is slow, but fine.
We can't keep this. We only have 3 lands.
Well, yeah, you just go... we're playing budget, so, like, we don't have to have turn 2 plays.
I was more meaning, like, there is potential that we just sit here with a bunch of 4s. Pluses
No,
in hand.
You will draw 5 cards before you get to your turn 4.
Sure.
because we're going to play Flagon.
Okay, there we go.
See, we've hit just 2 lands in a row as well, so like...
Neat.
Uh,
I'm down to just slam
I
the
think-
Sky Diamond, play the
I think I would actually rather have Flagon this turn. And the reasoning on that is because now we can just go into playing Thassa.
Flicker Flagon to draw a card every...
Yeah, we get that engine going, which somebody may try to disrupt it, but that's fine because we still have Witch Enchanter and Peregrine Drake here.
I'm going to discard this to hand size.
I think I'd get rid of the Sky Diamond. I think I'd keep the Peregrine Drake as an option.
Up here.
Because Peregrine Drake represents 10 mana next turn, or the following turn.
Kakkar is great, but we're playing Thassa here.
Yeah.
As good as Kakkar is.
Play the Thassa, flicker, draw a card.
Flicker, draw a card. Go to next turn. Play here, play the Peregrine Drake. Untap our lands, play Council of the Four.
Yeah, you can play the Council of Four. And now...
You're here at end step, draw 3.
I think I would flicker the Peregrine Drake to hold up the Ghostly Flicker.
Oh, sure.
And if you end up needing to draw 3, you can just do that with the Ghostly Flicker. And then retrieve it with Demonic Wall on the following turn.
So here,
would...
here, Ghostly Flicker.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't really matter what else you target. You can target the Peregrine Drake to untap your lands. And you can float mana in response, so you have that option. But either way, you're just drawing 3 cards, and we know those top cards are like all mana, so...
Yep. Here, go to next turn.
Okay, Ornithopter's not great, not bad. I can just play... You can do like Witch Enchanter plus Ornithopter, because you get to play a land, have those 2. Then you can flicker Peregrine Drake, or you can flicker Flagon, depending on what you want. It may also be just a turn where you play, just play Ornithopter of Paradise to develop the mana a little bit more, flicker Flagon, draw 4, discard a couple of cards because you got a lot of lands you don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
Could also draw into like Restoration Angel, which would be really nice.
Kind of like just doing the flicker here to draw more.
Yeah, I think it would. I think I would play the Ornithopter of Paradise out regardless, though.
Yeah,
because I don't think you need 5 mana at instant speed.
No, mainly just 4.
Yeah, I think 4 is plenty. Yeah, we can flicker Flagon, draw 4. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're doing stuff. We can discard 2 lands.
Yep.
Discard 2 lands.
Actually, I want to just...
Yeah, probably keep that and get rid of the tap land. Yeah. At this point, I don't think you need Kaikar.
No, we don't.
It's either Kaikar or Cherix Ghost, because Kaikar is a flicker enabler in case something goes wrong.
I'm gonna bend
Cherix is a finisher when you have your finisher in hand.
Mm-hmm. I'm bending the
and
Cherix.
You can untap, draw some. Yeah, we don't quite have the way to win with Approach of the Second Sun quickly, but like we're not here for a quick game. we're here for a long time. Yeah, I think this is a good representation. This is a better representation of what the deck does, because we literally kept a 3-land hand that just played on curve fairly every turn. I think this is... I think we
end at 8.
I think this is actually turn 7, not turn 6. I think we just click draw a card instead of next turn, one of those turns.
I've clicked next turn every time. So
okay. But yeah, I mean, threatening a win on turn 7, turn 8, when, you know, we're playing the super slow, grindy flicker deck, and we people could be interacting with us, which is a relevant point, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we need Arcane Lab or Rule of Law. I don't think we need it. You can play it.
I don't want the rule of law. That actively hurts us way more than it helps slow our opponents down.
We do have a fair number of cards that, or at least, like, we have the Council of Four, for example, which only works if your opponents are doing 2 things in a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know, it could hurt other people more than it hurts us, but the whole point of the deck is to try to get to the point where you do start just doing more things in a turn than your opponents do, as opposed to one big thing. Because, like, if we just do one big thing, the green deck's going to beat you. Because, like, the actual mana value of our cards is not that high. But there is an argument there to saying that Arcane Lab / Rule of Law would be worth playing. I don't think this specific build would want it. If we were doing something like that, I would want to see larger things and playing at instant speed more. Like, I would want to see Final Word Phantom.
Mm-hmm. I like to play the new the High Fake Trickster, but that costs too much money.
Is it still worth? Like, I mean, I bought it when it was like $2, but
I believe it's. Oh, it's only $1. I'm down to play this. I like this card a lot.
I mean, is it better than Final Word Phantom?
How much?
We can throw that in
Does
consideration.
Final Word Phantom have flash on it?
Yeah. Final Word Phantom has flash. It just only gives you flash in the end step.
But ironically, I still think this is better, just because we have Kitesail Larcenist.
I mean,
being able to do this in response to them targeting something.
Yeah, but also, like, Final Word Phantom has higher toughness and power.
Sure. Either way, they're both going to considering.
I mean, yeah, that's a fair. Like, they're both considering cards. I don't know if we actually go for either of them. I personally would probably play Final Word Phantom somewhere in the build, but I also probably wouldn't be playing, like, Meekstone, for example.
I wouldn't play. I would probably play the Meekstone. I don't think I'd play the Crackdown, personally.
Mm.
But
Benjamin Reflector Mage. It was considered.
Mm-hmm.
I would not play Spell Queller.
No,
I don't think Spell Queller
not good enough.
No, Spell Queller. So this build is not very flash heavy at the moment. If we were on a more flash heavy build, I would consider it more. Budget decks, right? They have their limitations. I don't dislike Spell Queller, but I do think that generally speaking, it's not going to do a great job at really, like, stopping the important spells. I think it's going to be okay. I do like its interaction with Soulless Jailer, though. So, like, there is something to be said there. I think it would also be a good choice if you're going that Rule of Law variant, because if you Spell Queller your opponent's thing, like, you can just wait until your opponent casts a spell, and then you Spell Queller and give them back their spell. But that is a little bit narrow.
Yeah. I'm interested in kind of digging the Kaikar. I like it.
Kaikar is interesting. I think it's especially good in the instant speed oriented build.
Mm-hmm.
I think our build uses it well enough.
Yeah.
Because, like, honestly, probably one of the weaker cards in our deck is actually Brago.
Yeah, as weird as it sounds.
But I still think it's good.
I mean,
I think it's actively good.
It is one of the best blue-white cards ever printed, so...
Yeah. And, like, it works with... remind me again, Welcoming Vampire is...
Once a turn.
Not the once a turn thing, but...
2 or less power.
Yeah, which Brago triggers Enduring it also triggers the Enduring Innocence. Again, I'm actually not 100% on Enduring Innocence being a card you want for the deck. I don't think it's unreasonable to include, though.
I think there's enough situations where you can just brick really hard that just having 2 extra pieces of repeatable card draw is good enough.
Yeah, I do agree. Repeatable card draw, like, I view these kind of like the artifact deck sort of synergies, where it's you're kind of building these compounding components to them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Enduring Innocence is just kind of like a good shot to get things going. Same goes with the Walking Vampire, of course.
Yep.
But yeah, I like the deck.
I think it's good.
I think it's
honestly.
good. I am happy with it. And I need water.
Jason needs water. That sounds like...
Honey problem? Yes.
That sounds like a him problem.
Right. Well, that's all I had planned. How about you?
That's pretty much all I had planned for today. Short
All right,
brewing
then.
stream. We love seeing it.
I'm happy with it. All right. Then I think I am good for the evening. We're good to call it here?
I'm good to call it here. I'm moving to the ending screen.
All right. Thank you all once again for coming out and watching the stream with us. We enjoyed brewing this deck with everyone today. Thank you all for the wonderful recommendations on this deck. There were a lot of interesting and cool choices that y'all made. Like some of the cool tech, like Crackdown, was something I would not even consider. Didn't even know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Can we put the code in the description? When you say code, are you referring to like the deck list, or are you referring to like?
Yeah, we can give me like 2 minutes, and I can put it in the description here.
Yeah, we can get that one into the description. We'll get that there.
I think I can do that right here. Oh yeah, I can.
Oh, you can edit it right in.
I can edit it while we're live.
Nice. I am still at a point where I don't know exactly what ends up causing the stream key to go wild. So
it is genuinely other people's web browser. Other people's web browser. It is a token per web browser. So.
Okay. Interesting. So I can't do it, but you can.
Yep.
At least so long as we're okay. Good to know.
Should be up and live now.
All right. So Decklist is up. Y'all can check that out whenever you guys want to look at it.
Yep.
Be sure to check out our videos that are coming out on Saturdays. Hang out with us in the Discord if you want to play with us on Saturdays. We will, usually Matt and I are both there. I'm there almost every single Saturday to play, and I play everything from pre-cons to EDH.
I will not be there a bunch at the beginning of next year, but for all of this month I should be. So
yeah,
outside of the obvious day, Jason, the 21st.
That's fair.
Yeah. Our editor may or may not be getting married.
Yep. So, thank you all once again. I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.